if you are somebody's wife out there, please do me a favor. Do not hire a young girl to be your maid, to be your helper. Like, I don't know how you call it, but just make sure you stay away from young girls. Do not bring a young girl that is a stranger in your house to clean, to cook, or whatsoever. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I go by the name of Dolifeni. If you're new to the channel, I welcome you. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, share down below. Go to my Instagram account, Dolifeni5, and my Twitter at Dolifeni. Now, as I already started giving you the clue of what the video is all about, girl, it's dangerous. The world is just something else out there. But girls, can you see that I look like an American girl? Like I'm from the ATL, Atlanta. I don't know, I've never been to Atlanta. I'm so obsessed with Atlanta. Like, I can feel the vibe all the way from South Africa. I can feel the energy of ATL. Like, girl. Okay, guys, let's get to it. But why this now? Why should I let me see like this? Okay, if you say so. But then, guys, I remember a friend of my aunt, she was a very good woman. She was very beautiful. She was so sweet, down to earth. She respected her husband no matter what happens. Even if the husband is wrong, she will take the husband's side. She will, like, that woman was a wife material. I don't know what a wife material is, or what is it that you should do to own that title of becoming a wife material. But I deep down feel like she was a wife material. You see, that lady, she deserved to be somebody's wife. But someone's wife who's gonna respect her fully, who's gonna see the best out of her. I don't know. So fine. She fell pregnant. She was working, the husband was working. They were very comfortable, they were successful, they were both working, earning good money, having a good house. So it was gonna be their first child, right? So now she fell pregnant, and then she was due, of course, she gave birth. You know, at work they gave her like 6 weeks. You know 6 weeks is more of 2 months, almost 2 months, right? Yeah. So you can, because we have a newborn baby, you can take care of the baby, and then after that you go back to work. It's a leave. We call it, like here in South Africa, we call it maternity leave. So they gave her a 6-week maternity leave so she can be home with a newborn baby. Now these days, men also, if your wife is pregnant, they also give you the maternity leave so you can be home and be helping your wife that in that period of a newborn baby. So they were both home in that 6 weeks period. New parents, they were excited. Everything was like going according to plans. It's like, I think they've been trying for a long time, so eventually God came through for them. So, you know, being a good husband who takes a very good care of the wife, and being the wife who takes a good care of the husband, that home was very warm. The happiness, the excitement, the understanding and the communication. I feel like nothing was lacking. I don't know if I'm wrong. Maybe I was looking from the distance and I was just seeing this perfect couple. Do you understand what I mean? But I'm telling you, I never ever, like some couples out there, they will have like misunderstandings, some arguments and all that, like any other normal people. But I've never heard of such, unless maybe she was, of course, discussing with my aunt, because she was older. Obviously she can be my friend. So now the time comes for her to go back to work, and the husband. So now they are looking for someone who's gonna be looking after the baby and as well cleaning the house and cooking. Now she also told my aunt, and my aunt was like, okay, cool, no problem, but I would advise you to actually get someone older, someone who's more experienced with kids, someone who raised her own kids, maybe even the grandkids, so you can be more comfortable. Even when you're at work, you'll be comfortable that, okay, they don't wash your baby, they don't bath your baby with cold water or whatsoever, you know. Okay, but then she was that kind of a woman who was too sweet to a point where she trusts everybody. She will trust you. You go to her house, once you put a smile on her face, she will just trust you. She gives you a go on anything. So that was the bad thing about her, because it's so not good, right? She was like, no man, you are being too much. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm happy with my helper. It doesn't matter if she's older or younger, but if she makes me happy and I'm okay, I'm satisfied with the way that she's gonna take care of my child, then it's fine. And besides, I'm not gonna go to work immediately. I'm just gonna spend the whole week with her, and then after I'll go to work, so I can be able to show her everything, right? Okay, my aunt decided, you know what, it's not my house, so let me just not get too involved. Like, I was just giving her an advice so she can, you understand what I mean? I mean, as black people, we know these things. Like, we know they can snatch the husband right in front of your eyes. You are looking, you don't even see the signs. So she was trying to warn her, do you understand? So no problem. She finally found the helper. So she said to my aunt, I found someone and she's so sweet. I just fell in love with her from the first time I laid my eyes on her. Like, I feel so comfortable around her. And my aunt was like, but when are you always comfortable around people? So I'm not surprised with what you are saying to me right now. She said, you're exaggerating. Okay, fine. Then the lady came for the first time. Girl, the lady was on her 20s. Believe you me. Maybe she was 29 somewhere, but she was on her 20s, 29 or 28, somewhere there. You can imagine a 29 and 28-year-old woman, young woman. She's there. She dresses like, because she's a nanny or a house helper, that doesn't mean she's gonna be wearing like long dresses or whatsoever. She wears the tights so the bums can be jiggling around the house when she's cleaning the house. And mind you, the husband comes home first before the wife comes home. Like, he knocks off earlier than the wife, if I can put it that way. Now, my aunt was very, very concerned about this. She said to her, are you sure? Are you sure with this lady? Okay, it's fine then. Can you at least like organize a uniform for her? You know, those overalls, the headbands or whatever. Organize so she can be more professional and more of, I don't know how I'm going to say this, but she can be, you can see that, okay, she's working, like, because what she's wearing inside your house and your husband gets home is, I'm not saying you don't trust or you shouldn't trust your husband. Yes, you trust your husband. You've been married for quite a while and you've never experienced such bad things. I'm not trying to give you bad thoughts or break the trust or whatsoever in your marriage, but sometimes you should consider some things. You cannot put the cabbage here and expect the goat not to eat the cabbage because you trust the goat. It's not normal. She was like, man, like, yo, you know, my husband only have eyes for me, and I quote. Wow. So she was wearing like leggings, you know, she's got two big bums. So that when she walks around the house, cleaning the house, the bums will be shaking. And someday she'll just rock up a dress. You know, there's those dresses, the quality of the dress will be like a vest. I don't know if I'm saying it right, a vest. You know, the quality of the leggings, the same quality as the dress. So those dresses, especially if it's not a tight dress, it will be just a dress that will catch up with your meat somehow when you oh, women. Fine. Now, listen to the hey. Now, what is happening is that the husband started eyeing the girl, right? I mean, there is no woman who wouldn't want a successful man for her, a down-to-earth man for her, like a husband type. Do you understand? Even if it means he's married, she will do anything just to snatch that man and make him her own husband. You get what I'm trying to say here, right? So now my friend's aunt started complaining to my aunt that something is just not right in my house. I don't know, maybe he's too stressed at work, but I feel like he's distancing himself from me. Like he's too distant. We don't talk much. We don't do much activities, like bedroom activities. Like that one is obvious. We just don't do it anymore. And I feel like he's too stressed, maybe because of work, because he's a hard worker. My aunt said, "Are you sure? Like, one thing I don't want is to break your marriage, because some women out there, if you advise her about something or you give her advice, she will say, Dolly said ABC about you and me or our marriage. Now the husband will start hating on me." And my aunt was actually avoiding that, because in as much as they are friends, but she cannot trust her fully, because the way she trusts the husband, it feels like she can just say, "Udoli ute this and that and that and that." Do you understand what I mean? So my aunt have been trying to open her eyes, but she was so stubborn, to a point where the man said to her, "I'm actually not feeling this marriage. I'm not there anymore. I want a divorce." Just like that. We didn't even have a fight, no arguments, no misunderstandings. Like everything was just cool. Like out of the blue, "You want a divorce?" And he said yes. "And I'm actually willing to pack my bags and move out. I will leave it inside the house because of our baby. So I'm willing." Everything was just going so fast, so fast. Now getting to the bottom of this, all to find out the husband is what? Is doing a clove with the helper. If I can tell you, the husband moved out, the helper stopped working and moved in with the husband, they got married. Up until this day, she raised her own child alone. She is not married, but she learned her lesson. So don't be deceived. Make sure whatever you do, whatever action that you're about to take, sit down and give it a thought. Like, take your time. Don't just do anyhow. I'm not saying we must not trust our partners, but there are things that we are not supposed to do. A human will always be human. We all make mistakes. We have eyes, we have ears, we have... How am I going to say this? But yeah, man, just because you trust someone, that doesn't mean that person will never make a mistake. But don't do something that is obvious. You are testing his loyalty. Don't test the person. Like, it's painful now. Up until this day, up until this day, it was not just a fling or a lust or whatsoever. Up until this day, that man is married to that helper. How do you feel about that? What will you do? You have your husband, like you're living a nice life, you are so happy in your house, and then boom, someone else's daughter come and start jiggling in your house, and girl, I'll go all out. Hey, thank you so much, guys, for listening to my story. I hope it just help you somehow, and I hope someone out there can relate to the story. If you can relate, comment down below, because it was a bad experience. I'm telling you, she regrets up until this day. So that's why she feels like she doesn't want to get married anymore. She doesn't trust men anymore. Not because the man was not to be trusted. She took something and bring it home because she was testing the man's loyalty. And then she ended up being a single mom. I love you guys. Thank you so much for taking your time and listening to my story time. You know the Queen loves you, right? I love you. And please don't forget, subscribe.